You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and g'day. Coming to you today from hot and sunny Southwest, but it is a beautiful day, Rob, and we are happy to be here answering your questions. Don't forget to send in those questions, askdroneu.com.
Yes.
We really do appreciate them. The business, the drones, all the above.
The industry.
There's so much, and we actually really enjoy doing this and helping other people. So thank you for leaving us a review, sharing, or subscribing. Just like you helping other people and motivating other people to do what they love. This is what we love, and I would argue that I love to fly more, but that's kind of...
I think that's understandable.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of gone in this. But let's go ahead and get right into today's question, which is brought to you by... That's right, here at Drone U, our drone mapping classes, or should I say the boot camp, is back. We are actually having a virtual boot camp coming up just in a few weeks here, where you can join us and learn why so many people are hiring drone pilots at a record pace to create virtual models, exterior and interior, to help with remote work, navigation, logistics, and planning. In fact, I just wrote an article about this because even I have been getting pounded with job opportunities to go fly and get some mapping jobs done. And I love to map. It's a lot of fun for me. So that said, there is a huge opportunity out there for people who are willing to learn how to fly properly, how to set up the systems to avoid errors, because it's those types of people, the people that are very kind of staunch by the book, who are going to get really the pricier jobs if they know how to sell themselves. And so recently, I actually put out another article, if you want to check it out, thedroneu.com/blog. And I put out a drone pilot quiz just to kind of, help employers understand how will you know if you're actually hiring a safe pilot? And so we put a lot of questions in here. And one of the things that I noticed, Rob, is that when I asked the question, how can a drone pilot ensure truly safe flight, only 23% of the people who took the quiz actually know what to do. Do you know what that means? Wait a minute, don't get depressed that a lot of people don't know how to fly. Rather, there's a massive opportunity for those who take it really seriously. And, I think about it, and yes, it's very easy to avoid maybe the regulatory process, but no one is going to give you the high-end, high-dollar jobs to do that stuff. It's just, they're not going to put trust in you if you don't essentially trust yourself, which is the perception that you give off when you don't take it seriously. So I would just say for all of our Drone U members out there, you have a huge opportunity right now. So I think what I'm going to do, Rob, is instead of my next webinar being about mapping, maybe I'll just go into sales and start helping people out, because this is one of those things that I think everybody needs.
That is probably over the years the most asked question. That I guess what I'd say is, outside of the drones and like what drone should I buy kind of thing, it's that.
Yeah.
How do I sell better?
Yeah.
Where do I go? Who do I talk to? How do I talk to them? What do I say? All of those kinds of things. So I think you're absolutely right that the need is there and the audience is there for that. It's I sometimes feel like that whole concept of sales, and I will admit that it's not something that I've been good at over the years for various reasons, but in some sense, it gets overcomplicated, right? It's a matter of taking action. And I think that's one thing I've learned over the years, that just take action. And obviously it's the right action, but nonetheless, you still have to take action. And so if you can help people kind of understand what to take action with, and then they do it, then it simplifies it. So that's a long-winded answer of, I think you should do that.
Awesome. Join us for those classes. You really won't regret it. Also, don't forget that our drone operations and flight mastery course is also being staggered between, and we've got a lot of different classes set up. So if you're ready to dive down the rabbit hole and take your skills to a whole new level to pay the bills, well then you won't want to hesitate and join us. We'll make sure that the editing team and the production team puts the link in the description below. You can also find it on our website. Just scroll down to events. So anyway, thank you so much.
Hi folks, I just got my Part 107. I have a friend that lives in Miami. I'm going to be going down there and asked me if I can take a picture of the building they manage, which is 450 feet high. It's a Class B Airspace, downtown Miami, from 1,000 to 7,000. So I was wondering if I can go up to 550 feet and take the shot that I need, or I have to stay up to the 400 feet limit. Let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate the question. AskDroneU.com for your questions. And he's on the right track as far as I think he understands on some level that there is potentially a way to fly above this building. I think he's just trying to clarify how and making sure that he's okay, which I definitely appreciate.
Definitely. Well, I think something is important to state, which is I think what he's alluding to, which is, hey, look, it's Class B airspace, and I understand that I can fly up to 400 feet, right? But if I am within a 400-foot radius of, let's say, a very tall building, well, then I can actually go to 400 feet above the highest point of that building. Now, the important part, and what I think he was alluding to, is he's in Class B airspace. Mm-hmm. So it's important to conclude two things. Number one is that if, let's say the building was 700 feet, right? Not 450 like he alluded to. You cannot go 400 feet higher than that because you break the plane of the airspace. Essentially, it's the upper shelf of the airspace.
Right.
So yes, you can go 400 feet above the tallest point of a building, but you cannot break the shelf of the airspace. That airspace is created in a very specific way to allow for planes to approach. So that being said, he said the building was 450 and he said the floor of the shelf was 1,000 feet. We're just going to assume he's correct. We're not going to go look it up. So right. That being said, if the building is 450, he can actually go to 850, and that's still below the 1,000-foot floor of the upper shelf of that Class B airspace. So this is a good question though, because we have said this for years. If you think getting your Part 107 is the gateway to your success in the drone industry, wake up. Wake up. Okay? FAA is not teaching you how to fly. They don't even know how to fly themselves. I wish they did, though. I really do. I think it would make for a much better industry, frankly. But that being said...
Do I hear flight mastery class?
Hey, I've offered FAA free flight mastery for 2 years at the Federal Academy, and nobody showed up. So
crickets.
I can try all day long, but you can show horse water. It don't mean they're going to drink it. So,
well, if they're thirsty enough. Anywho, okay.
The environment may change and they might get dehydrated. But anyway, so that being said, it's so important to understand that, go past 107, deep dive. These questions that he's asking, this is a perfect example of, why operating, you're never going to learn from the test. You've got to have a great community around you to ask these questions and whatnot. So I really appreciate this question. Very poignant too. I love how he asked it. You can tell he's something deeper. I love it. Love it, Rob.
My only request is that you send us one of the images. I want to see the picture that he takes.
For sure.
When he goes up and gets this done. Take it at a cool time, like dusk, and do all those kinds of things.
As the storm rolls in.
Yes. And there's a storm down there now, isn't there?
It's north of there now.
And I'm not joking. Oh, it is already north of there?
That's
nothing to joke about, but...
It is funny to watch Anglo reporters try to say that hurricane name. It is really
Anglo.
Okay. I grew up on the East Coast, so if anyone can say that, it's me. Okay. So, but no,
I don't even know why I find that so funny.
Some of these reporters are like Isaiah E.S. and you're like, do you have Hispanic friends? Like, just go ask them. It's okay. it's fine. Like, and then you're just like, Isaias, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just find it funny. The reason I find it funny is I just wish people would take more of an effort.
Well, particularly news people that are on camera.
Exactly my point.
To be recorded.
High standards. I know.
I mean, if I'm hanging out on the beach with a buddy and I say it wrong, that's one thing.
True.
But if I'm going to be on camera going across the news channels, that's another thing.
Maybe it should just be satire the whole time. Like, yeah, there's a storm coming. 80-mile-an-hour winds. I can barely feel it. Yeah, this is some very, very dramatic footage. Now, let's roll cam to a 20-year-old guy who says this is the worst storm he's ever seen. It's because he's only 20 years old and he just moved here. I mean, literally on the news this morning, literally national news. It was funny. There's this guy. He's like, I think this might be the worst storm I've ever seen. And I'm gonna save all my derogatory comments for later, but I was just
for later off camera.
But I just thought it was so funny because everyone who looks at that is like, well, it's probably the worst storm he's ever seen because the kid's a teenager.
He's 12 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Bless his heart, though. You know what? Hey, we can only all speak from our own experience, right?
That's true.
That's his perspective based on his experience. So.
And maybe it is
That's
really
cool.
bad, and I don't know, and I'm not there, and I don't even deserve to have a perspective, frankly, but it's still funny to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
On that bombshell, we had to review one funny thing for today to get us wound up. So if you have a question or something funny that you have seen in the drone industry, please let us know. I just saw actually kind of something interesting today, but I probably won't share it. So that being said, thank you again for your questions. Please keep them rolling in. And if you're a Drone U member, and if you're in the house bored in the house bored, then check out the drills and exercise courses because that's one of the things that you can do at home. I really put a lot of time into that class 3 years ago, and it's still very relevant to this day. So if you're a Drone U member and you already support the show, go check out that class. It is free to you as a member. This is what I love. If people don't understand, Drone U students get all content for the included price of membership and nothing else. Okay, and then if we come out with a new class, guess what? You get access to that too, which is why you should probably check out that solar inspection class. But that's going to do it for us today. My name's Paul.
My name's Rob.
This is Ask Drone U.